Breaking news from Fox 29.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Nearly a dozen people have been forced to evacuate their condos after a structural engineer discovered extensive damage during an inspection. This is happening at the Villa del Sol in Jensen Beach. Inspectors notified 11 residents living in 2 buildings this afternoon. A third building also deemed unsafe but was unoccupied. We want to begin with anchor Megan McRoberts live in Jensen Beach for us tonight. Megan.
Honey, talk about a situation no one that lives here could have ever expected, anticipated, or planned for tonight. Even into the late hours of tonight, within the last 10, 15 minutes or so, we've seen people carrying the items that they can quickly grab with them in baskets and bags and leaving their homes for they don't even know how long. We saw someone leaving from the 2nd floor moments ago. There are 3 buildings here that have been completely evacuated, leaving 11 people without a home for an indefinite amount of time. I want you to see there is this red tape behind me. This is what is marking the buildings that have been evacuated. And the big question here tonight, what exactly happened? An email was sent out to the people who live here early this afternoon, warning them about the structural issues that were discovered here by an inspector this afternoon. They were given no more than a couple hours to grab their things and get out with the assistance of deputies and other county officials helping them get off the property. Our Kate Hussey is live here on scene with me tonight. She has been speaking with people who live here. She's been speaking with the property manager, all trying to get that answer of exactly what kind of safety issues are we dealing with? What might it take to fix this? Kate, what have you learned tonight?
Megan, county officials on site weren't able to tell me exactly what it was that the building inspector found that makes these 3 buildings so unsafe, but residents showed me what they think the issue is. I want you to take a look at these photos taken by resident Eric Johnson. They show what appears to be parts of a cement foundation chipping away. Residents also showed us what looks like a support beam in the back of this building exposed. They fear it's vulnerable to the conditions out here. Of course, safety is the #1 concern for residents and officials, but many of these residents tell me they're frustrated this happened. They say they just paid about $43,000 per unit to just conduct this assessment, then still got evicted from their homes. I addressed those concerns with the property manager on site. She says this is all because of a law enacted after the 2021 Surfside condominium collapse. She's required by law to conduct these assessments.
We are required by the state per the statute. This is vital for the safety and well-being of these buildings. This building was completed in, I believe, 1972, so we're looking at 50+ years. You never know the extent of the damage, like I said, until we unearth the soil underneath the buildings. And it boils down to the safety and welfare, and I'm sure that the 99 family members of those who perished down, in Miami would agree that they would have done the same exact thing.
Now, Megan, that Surfside law is called the Florida Building Safety Act. It was enacted in 2023, and our media partners down in Miami actually found that about 26 Florida condominiums since then have been evacuated and deemed unsafe. The fear out here for residents is that this is just going to keep happening and happening. I think it's safe to say this is not the first time nor the last time we'll see this happen.
Absolutely, Kate. And we're seeing firsthand tonight just how much this can impact someone's life on such a short-term notice. I want to bring in our Ethan Stein, who is also here live in this community with me. You've been speaking with the people who live here, who they know where they might be for the next couple days, but long-term, not knowing how long these repairs might take. What are they up against tonight, Ethan?
Well, they're finding solutions and finding different places to leave. Now, one of the issues here is that there's different story buildings. So not every building is affected, but this one is because the law applies because there's 3 stories. I spoke with Eric Johnson. He's on the 3rd story of one of his buildings, and he's trying to find a new place to live right now. But his biggest problem is his wife, who normally does dialysis inside his house, is going to actually now need to find a facility. He also says that he's concerned about his 13-year-old son. The son, he says, has special needs and doesn't do well with change, excuse me. He says that he's also concerned about the cost of the unit.
So we don't have a lot of disposable income. And now we're going to have to find another place. But we still pay a mortgage on a place we can't stay at, still pay for the special assessments that's already been assessed, and try to find another place to live.
Johnson says the work already costs each unit about $40,000. He says crews worked on the project since January. One of those contractors, he says, is Waterfront Services, Inc., based in Lake Park. We got in contact with the manager. The manager told us no comment. Megan, back to you.
Ethan, thank you. And again, we know the Red Cross was here at some point today, according to county officials, trying to help these residents find at least a temporary place to stay. So I can say, just in talking with residents, even I've spoken with tonight, there's certainly a feeling of gratitude that this inspection did what it was supposed to do. It found the damage before anyone could have been injured, or worse, maybe something deadly could have happened. But there are a lot of questions moving forward, Hani, that we're going to be, of course, digging into ourselves. What caused this damage? Could have been prevented. And the big one, of course, how long will it take for people to be able to move back into their homes? Hani.
Megan McRoberts and the entire team out there for us tonight. Thank you very much. Kate Hussey talked a little bit about this. It's been 3 years since the Surfside condominium collapse, a catastrophe that claimed the lives of 98 people. But out of that tragedy, the state implemented new regulations for building inspections like the one we saw tonight. 3-story buildings and taller that are within 3 miles of the coastline must be checked every 10 years. Condo boards then have a year to begin those necessary fixes. Federal investigators suspect inferior design, substandard construction materials, corrosion, and neglect are all factors that led to the Surfside condo collapse. You can get the latest updates on the evacuations, more background on the condominium complex, and also to read the notices sent to people who live there. You can head to our website, WFLX.com.
All right, hot day across the area today, mid-90s, 94 for West Palm and for Vero Beach, 92 in Fort Pierce. Morning lows, not even out of the 80s. We did have that heat advisory, and most likely we'll see another one issued again tomorrow. Right now, though, we did have some rain around, but not in our area right now. We do have some thunderstorms up by the Cape. Our area, though, starting to dry out and clouds will thin out. Temperatures still pretty warm right now, into the low to mid 80s, and will be that in the overnights tonight too, hovering around 80 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, another hot day, mid 90s for highs, probably another heat advisory because the heat index will be 105, 110 in the afternoon, and there will be some showers and storms around, which I'll time up coming up in a little bit. Plus, we're going to look at the tropics here. We have this tropical wave we're watching with a medium chance to develop. I'll let you know where that may go and end up, and the timing on that coming up in just a few minutes.
James, thank you. Family, friends, and loved ones are honoring a mother and a daughter that were killed after police say a car crashed with theirs while it was speeding. The driver of that car took off, but was arrested a short time later. Our Lali Solache was with loved ones tonight as they reminisced about them in a touching candlelight vigil.
It's the pain that Brenton McKinney and many others have been carrying since last Tuesday.
It was emotional.
Marcia Pochette and Janice Woods were killed last Tuesday after being struck by a speeding vehicle in Boynton Beach. The accident happened near the Meadows of Boynton Beach neighborhood.
It's my first time seeing a family member in a crash. So for me to experience it as a brother, on the side, it was very emotional.
The lives of Pochette and Woods brought in several people near the scene of the crash.
They're beautiful people, lovely family. And it's heartbreaking, and I give my condolences from our Zhao family.
With candlelights, flowers, and prayers, remembering who they were as people.
Always warm and welcoming people, always. And I love that about them, and I'm really going to miss that. Truly.
She always had a smile on her face. She was always happy.
Many stood beside one another with support of the community.
Everybody here that's supporting them, they love them, and it's shocking, and it was so rapid and quick. You know, you can't fathom yourself right now. And I just pray that they know that everybody here loved them, and just going to keep them in their prayers. It's going to take some time. So we just hope all come together with the grace of God.
Marcia Pochette and Janice Woods will be laid to rest next Saturday. In Boynton Beach, Lali Solache for Fox 29 News. We've got you covered.
Tonight, we're putting more faces to the names as family members continue opening up to our team of reporters about the 9 lives lost in Monday's horrific crash in western Palm Beach County near Belle Glade. Among those killed, 6 kids. All 10 victims, including 1 survivor, are from the same extended family visiting Florida for a birthday celebration. Today, Fox 29's Joe Lopez spoke to family in Virginia, hoping to bring their 3- and 5-year-olds back home to lay them to rest.
She sent her babies on vacation with their families.
The bodies of 2 young children,
Who would have thought they would never return?
are over 700 miles away from home.
Right now, we need help getting her babies from Florida back to Virginia to have a proper burial.
Kiara Beckett is the aunt of 3-year-old Zaire Mack and 5-year-old Yasir Smith.
We're good kids, great kids. They kept my sister going.
Sadly, they were among the 9 killed in the Belgrade crash on Monday.
All I can ask for is them to pray for my sister's well-being while she goes through this troubling time.
Beckett said they were her sister's only children.
You know, my sister, she's very goofy, funny, outgoing. They literally her and little people body.
So to see her in this state now,
it's difficult.
She said right now the Virginia Funeral Home is on its way to Florida to pick up the boys, but the expenses
Transport to help with burial.
are piling up.
She's dealing with it a day at a time, as we all are.
She said the family right now is turning to prayer and the generosity of the community to help get the boys home to Virginia and have them buried.
what's getting you through this?
God, seeing my little sister's strength is getting me through it. As long as I know God has her, I know He has me as well.
She said her nephews are connected to the crash victim through their father's side and that she has set up a GoFundMe to bring her nephews home. So if you'd like to help, we have that link posted on our website. Reporting in Palm Beach County, Joe Lopez, Fox 29 News. We've got you covered.
Next at 10, a pilot who went missing out of the Bahamas was found dead. We have those details next. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump in the spotlight as polls show them neck and neck in the race for the White House.
A suspect in the alleged plot to attack the now canceled Taylor Swift concerts in Austria said he wanted to kill as many people as possible with knives or homemade explosives. I'm Greg Palcott in London. That's my story coming up.